fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers?
Tell me what to do. Show me how to feel under your control. Everything is real, so hit me. So hit me. So hit me. First a confession. With you, I feel a connection. With you, it's like an infection. I've been infected with an obsession. With you, never any tension. Nothing but love and affection. Enough of my case, so let's cut to the chase. Listen up, cause these are the directions. Obey what I say, don't complain, I don't wanna hear questions. Follow my lead, time to fall to your knees. It's an order, it's not a suggestion. I'm about to teach you a lesson. I recommend you pay attention. This is my kingdom, you're stripped of all freedom. You want nothing but my possession. Head back, hands tied, mouth shut, eyes wide. Baby, I'm yours. I said, baby, I'm yours. Whatever you say, go. Nobody needs to know. Whatever you say, go. Under your control. So hit me. So, for the remainder, you were about to get chained up. If ever you feel you're in danger, just say the safe word, I won't get angered. Now, I'm done being playful. I promise that I keep it tasteful. So, lay on the table, cause this is about to get painful. Open up wide, I'm going inside. You're not going nowhere until the sunrise. I love when you scream, I know what it means. That's why we make a good team, but never a witness. How we get off is nobody's business, is it? So it's funny how nobody knows how much you love being under control. Tell me what to do. Show me how to feel. to feel under your control, under your control. Everything is real. Whatever you say goes. Nobody needs to know. Whatever you say goes. I'm under your control. So hit me.
Now we are halfway there, we're keeping focus on that. Maybe together we're gonna scare the fear itself. Maybe the thunder won't even let us reach tomorrow. Feel adventurous, embrace the pain. When I'm with you, that's how I do. We are gonna run the night away. Now we are one, and like you, I want you.
Smile more when you come back. Smile more when I see you. Smile more when the sun shines bright. Believe me, I need you. Smile more when you blow me up. Smile more when I see your face. Smile more when I feel love. Smile less when I need to let go. Let go. Smile less when I let go. But you know I won't fall. Smile more when I see you. Smile less when I miss you. No, I don't wanna be left alone. Don't leave me here. So keep me company. Swear they holding on my feet, but they not under me. The fumes on your sweater smell is so lovely. And I will never sell my soul, but you could buy the lease. And don't believe in make believe, just make your ends meet. Say a weekend and a week and never stress a thing. And we gon' go another day when we don't disagree. And when the sun's shining, regardless if you do believe. Hey, still awake in the morning when I see your face. Need you more when you go, I need you more every day. Keep a foot on the brake in case I lose all control. Yeah, so baby, don't lose control. I'm focused on you, baby. Lately you've been in my aim. I've been reaching out for you and still they're so far away. Looking through the smoke in the mirror. Crazy how I see you so clear. Crazy how I see you so clear. And how you make me smile. And how you make me smile. Oh yeah. And how you make me smile. Oh baby, how you make me smile. Smile more when I see you. Smile less when I miss you. No, I don't wanna be left alone. Oh no. Smile more when you come back. Smile more when I see you. Smile more when the sun shines bright. Believe me, I need you. Smile more when you blow me up. Smile more when I see your face. Smile
mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
Commissioner!